What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this old Blue Monday. I'm doing good myself, other than the fact it's being Monday, you know. It's just the beginning of the week. Got to chop down these days, get back to Friday. Hey, look, the identity thieves are at it again. You understand? This goes out, this video, what I'm saying is to the fellow he-eyes. And the he-eyes are Hebrew Israelites. You understand? We're just coming up on, basically, in this country, finding out our identity, our true identity as a people. We're not black, we're not Negroes, we are Hebrew Israelites. But it turns out that there are some other forms of people, you understand, of the Caucasian persuasion that wants to be us, that wants to steal our identity. You understand? And it says here, whites can be black if they wish. Says Lectures Union. Okay? I've seen this guy right here in the news before, in social media. And he's kind of like one of those kind of people, obviously not satisfied with his own race, Now, in some ways, well, they can say, they black, but they're really not black, but they do. We are the progenitors of these people. Just put it like that. It's kind of complicated, and if you don't understand it, put it on the shelf and come back to it later, and, and you'll see what I mean, Do a little bit of research and you'll understand what I'm saying. But they are still by no means actually us as a people. Rachel Dolezal, well, she's notoriously known for claiming to be a quote unquote, so-called black person. Notoriously. And if it wasn't for her parents shedding the truth, some light on who she really was, she would have pulled it off. Let's face it. You understand? Well, obviously, this guy is the same way, right? But to get into the story, people should be allowed to identify as black no matter what color they are born, a lecturers union has said. The University of and College Union, UCU, which represents more than 100,000 university lecturers and staff, set out its position on whether people should be able to self-identify as different races, gender, or genders. In the paper, UCU position on trans inclusion, it stated the UCU has a long history of enabling members to self-identify, rather that is being black, disabled, ABCD people, or women. Okay? Well, I tell you, it must be something really, really important about being black, because if it wasn't, they won't want to be. And I guess that explains why they hated black so much. In other words, it's a richness of wealth that blacks, so-called black, us people, really have that they don't. And that's what it all boils down to. This is what the envy has been all about. This is what the hatred has been all about. The racism, that's basically all envy and hatred, okay? And I'm going to tell you what that rich, vast wealth that us so-called black people have, that is actually the Most High. We are his children directly. We're direct descendants of his, okay? That's what that all boils down to. Just like with reparations, oh man, look, it's a nice thing if that were to be so. And that's probably the reason why, too, these people are trying to identify as black. Maybe they know something that's going to happen here in this country for black people as far as reparations go. But they're going to be the first in line to try to get it past, to get it before you can get your hands on it, if that's the case. That's why they're trying to self-identify probably as black, too. But I honestly don't believe that it'll happen. I don't. Simply because the Most High said that he is our Redeemer. Okay? That is the reason why I don't really believe that so-called black people would get reparations. But he's the best reparation that us, as a people could have, to be honest with you. But I digress. The union stance was criticized by some of its own members as non-cynical. Kathleen Stock, a professor of philosophy at the University of Sussex, wrote on Twitter, "I'm still a member of UCU, but Christ, they make it hard when they publish this non-cynical anti-intellectual propaganda." Oh, by the way, too, they stole who is said to be Christ's identity as well, just so you know. The white man that they show, Caesar Borgia, is not the real Christ. As a matter of fact, the Pope himself, you understand, actually bowed down to the Black Madonna and her baby, which is the real Christ. Okay? Just so you know. Black Madonna is supposed to be Mother Mary. And the baby is supposed to be the real Christ. The Pope himself bowed down to that painting. You see what I mean? And actually prayed to it. So there it is, But to continue, the debate over racial self-identification has become heated in recent years. Last November, Anthony Lennon, a white theater director who described himself as an African-born, again, drew criticism for securing public funding intended to help ethnic minorities develop their stage careers. Mr. Lennon, and that's this guy right here. This is him, okay? But Mr. Lennon, 53, was born in London and whose parents are Irish, won a place on a 2-year Acts Council-funded scheme. After a leading black theater company accepted his claim to be or mixed heritage, Trevor Phillips, former chairman of the Commission for Racial Equality, said allowing people to self-identify their race meant members of ethnic minority communities lost out. Yeah, stealing, that's what it boils down to. They jumped in the way. That's what I'm saying. The USC's paper also reaffirmed that it supported a social rather than medical model of gender recognition. A spokesman for the UCU said self-identification is a standard practice in many organizations, and the Office for National Statistics says there is no census on what constitutes an ethnic group, and membership is something that is self-defined. I say these people. You got to be a real self-hating person to identify as somebody you're not. That's basically what I, gather from this and what have you. But let me tell you, regardless of if they do reparations or not, and if I'm just saying if they do, and you got these white people that want to jump in the way of us so-called black people here, us he-eyes, let me tell you something. When the true reparation comes, you won't be able to jump in front of that. You understand? When the real reparation comes, when the Most High bring the reparations, you won't be able to just get in the way of that and identify, to him that you somebody you're not. See, you're going to be plucked aside, and that's just, he's going to be like, get away from me, I never knew you. You understand? And that also goes for the people that's actually of us that assist these people in doing these things too. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing y'all thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.